So welcome everybody to tonight, this evening IAMCP APAC networking sessions. So it's really our honor to have a lot of friends tonight. So they're coming from Australia, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and of course Singapore. So maybe I'll pass these sessions to the IAMCP Malaysia president to give a welcome speech, and then after that we will go through a self-introduction of each guest. Okay, over to you, Joseph.
Okay, thank you, CK. Hi, everyone. A lot of known faces and new faces, but to me, this is a great opportunity and a networking section to get to know you all. And then I think even though there's pandemic happening outside, but this never stops us from meeting online. So I think this has also created another new norm for all of us. Thank you for joining us here once again tonight. It's always good to see you guys and able to catch up with you guys again. On behalf of IAMCP Malaysia, I would like to finish my hardest welcome to everyone. And tonight is pretty much a sessions that we want to get together and also get to know each other and do a bit of a casual sharing. Don't get too tense, guys. It's not going to ask you to perform any dancing or singing later. It's just be something really, really casual. We like to get to know about you, yourself, your business, and also this session, most importantly, we like to actually open up more understanding. And also in each of the different countries, maybe opportunity, or even the businesses that we maybe have a chance to explore into as well further via this platform and avenue. So I think it's a platform that we make friends. We are fostering a good partnership, and also it's an avenue and platform that we hope to know further how we can, work on other, as I say, business opportunity that we are always been may not have a chance to expose to. So make use of this platform tonight, to share, and just feel free and to don't be so tense about it, be casual. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks. Back to CK.
Thank you, Joseph. Normally when we have sessions like this, I will say make yourself at home, not so tense. But the fact is that all of us is at our home right now.
Yeah, we are at home.
So this is rather special to every one of us, especially networking session being done online. So yeah, this is really something that quite unique for under this pandemic. So okay, without further ado, right, let me just pass the sessions to some of our guests of honors so that they can introduce themselves. Why not? We can start with Ray from Australia.
Hi, this is Ray. I just relocated from Hong Kong to Sydney, and I'm going to start a business in Australia. So actually, I'm now working on mobile app development and the web games, and also that I already launched one of my product in Apple Store. It is called A-Notes. Actually, it's looks picking tools for the OCR, text-to-speech, and translation functions for capturing data. And actually, I want to extend my business, especially for the process automation part. And so that I will going to use the UiPath or some like other RPA solutions and BPMS solutions for the developments. That's like. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ray. So anyone who
Yeah,
want to do some
question.
Sure, Lash. Yeah.
Ray, it is very intriguing to know that you said that you have released your app into the Apple Store. Is it some kind of an RPA or is it something consumer?
For apps for consumer.
Yeah. What app is that?
It's called A-Notes. Actually, is already launched in the Apple Store.
Mm-hmm.
And it supports more than 7 languages, like for translations, and for speech to text and text to speech.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then payments. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, immediately Ray already has a new prospect.
Yeah. Now,
that's good.
Lush is waving. Splunk is ready to work with you right now. Wow.
Good. That's what we want actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So next up, maybe we can go to Lush in
Yep.
Singapore.
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, everyone. It's so nice to come into a completely different forum and not talk about business and get to know new people. But we are all like-minded because you are in technology. Maybe I'm a ma'am. You run your own businesses. I'm meant to run my own business. I work for a business. But having said that, I've been in this corporate IT industry for almost close to about 25 years. Predominantly worked in India, but in the last 4 years, I've been in Singapore. Out of that 14 years, I've been in the analytics space, worked in companies like Business Objects, SAP, Click, and now moved into a completely different territory altogether, right from security, IT ops, DevOps, observability, and a little bit of analytics as well. But channel has been my forte. So I run the channels and alliances. I used to run the channels and alliances in tech, but I'm looking after a specific segment of what we call as the global system integrators, managing the likes of say TCS, Wipro, Accenture, Capgemini, those kind of organizations, working very closely with them in the enterprise space, making them to influence Splunk solutions over competition and winning businesses. So I've just joined less than a month back. In the next 3 days, I'm going to complete a month here. But the learning has been amazing and the opportunity, the space is good. So anybody who is in the site reliability engineer or IT ops or in security, cyber security, looking after, you know, you call it, incident management or event management, all those kind of in that space, which is more into the IT space, are typical consumers of solutions like us. I'm married for the last 26 years again. I have a 6-year-old kid. Good.
Wow.
And
Awesome.
everybody stays here. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Lush. Thank you.
Great.
All right. So maybe let's move on to Nicholas.
Hey, hi guys. Very good evening. My name is
Hi.
Nicholas. I'm from Malaysia. So I'm started my business in 2015. It's about 6 years back. Okay, so my company business nature is in IT, mainly focusing in the data management and analytics. Okay, so now I'm extending my team skill set into data governance, because we are looking this as a quite a new trend in Malaysia. So I'm not so sure how. I think this is not something new in other countries like Hong Kong or Singapore.
I'm sorry, what's the name of the company you said?
Sorry?
What's your name of your company?
Oh, Monic. Monic.
How do you spell it? M-O-N?
MONIC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick has a very good background in this data governance and data quality, and he has done a lot of major project with some of the big GLC in Malaysia as well. And I think, if I'm not wrong, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you also are partnering with IBM and few of the enterprise solutioning platform,
Yeah,
correct? And also
partnering
SaaS. Yeah.
IBM, Informatica. I'm just recently onboarded as the official Informatica partner in Malaysia. In Malaysia, if talk about local SI, there's only two companies who are
Yes.
the official partner for Informatica.
True. I know Informatica, there's not a lot of partners in Malaysia, and they are very niche as well. Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations. There's a good milestone as well.
Oh,
Great.
taking months to be their official partner, man.
Yeah, never easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Congratulations. Yep. Thank you, Nick. Thanks a lot. So next up, Ching Long. Are you there?
Yeah, hi, yes, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, CK. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks
Hi.
thanks for the invitation. And hi, guys.
Thanks for joining.
My name is my name is Tiel. Right. I will call myself an old folks lah. Started we're Microsoft partners since 2003. So we actually started with as a infra partners, right? Touching a lot of messaging, security, identity, those times. Today, we actually do a lot of productivity, security, and we even I actually have a new startup. We call it Yes Boss. 1.5 years ago on IoTs. So basically, we are still very small, but we want to do big stuff. So this is who we are. Our company name is Mac Solution, and yes, boss. That's the
Okay.
introduction. So I'm very happy to see that there's Hong Kong partners here. We're also doing some work in Hong Kong with Hong Kong governments as well. So if let's say I'm traveling to Hong Kong, we can have a cup of tea.
Yeah, Aaron is our really good friend there in Hong Kong. So anytime when you drop by Hong Kong, just call him up. I'm sure he will join.
That'll be
Yes,
good.
definitely.
That'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
We
to
can
see
go
you.
together maybe as a trip there together.
Have you vaccinated, my friend? You need to have digital certificate.
Yeah. I've quite fortunate. I just done my 2 months back, so I think should be safe for that. Yeah. How about
In that
yourself?
case, then we should go.
Yeah,
Hong
I think
Kong
we
is a
should.
beautiful place.
Yeah, and then I think Aaron will promise us to bring us to a lot of good food and a good place to hang out as well, right, Aaron? So we are counting on you in Hong Kong, Aaron.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. You're welcome to come to Hong Kong, and I will arrange everything for you guys. Nobody is talking about the business partner, business, the customer, the prospect, and also all those good food and something like that. Okay. You say, you tell me, and then I just execute. Okay.
Yeah, Aaron never let us down before. Aaron is always will make things happen for us here. This is assurance I can give you guys. Aaron never fails us.
Wow.
Right.
That's amazing.
Anytime, anyone.
Waiting for that. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah, thanks, CL. Thank you, CL.
Yep. Thanks a lot to our guest of honors for the self-introduction. Maybe I think since we are talking about Aaron, Aaron, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Okay.
Officially,
So maybe
yeah.
officially. Okay. My God. Okay. Because
Yeah, so it
Joseph
has
and
to be
CK
very
know that
formal.
I
very
always
formal.
use the wrong wording. Okay. If suddenly I
Yeah.
say something which is not good, try to correct me and then make me
No.
feel more comfortable.
We will always think in a good way, so don't worry. You'll never have a wrong ways of thinking of you. Don't worry. We always think on the good ways.
Okay. So maybe I introduce myself. Okay. I born in Hong Kong and stationed in Hong Kong and working for more than 40 years or something like that. I'm actually an old guy, so that's why I do have a lot of the very good friends, and also always interacting with different kind of the people. People, it means that from 16 to maybe 60, I'm still okay because I'm really approachable and then willing to help the other people. If talking about myself, actually, I maybe work for Microsoft and different kind of the system integrator and some of the software vendor in the business process management, work for automation, something like that. So up to this moment, I'm still focused in the business development of one of the product in the market is talking about the process automation. Maybe you guys heard about the Agile Pond because it's quite popular in some of the country as well. So this is my general role and responsibility for the past maybe 40 years or something like that. And I do have a lot of fans. You guys just mentioned about the IoT application Informatica because my friend just joined Informatica maybe a few months ago as the managing director or something like that in Hong Kong. So that's why there's maybe some kind of the business arrangement. No matter it's talking about, we leverage your technical expertise to try to do some project in Hong Kong, especially if you guys is talking about the Hong Kong government, because some of my partners, they have a very strong team to tackle the government project and something like that. So that's a lot of opportunity. If you guys willing to come to Hong Kong or maybe work with the Hong Kong people, I will try my best to make sure that I can make the alignment with you guys before you arrive, and then of course have a very good result in the coming days. And I just mentioned that because I worked for Microsoft before, so that's why a lot of the very good friends, no matter in Hong Kong, in China, or maybe Taiwan, Singapore, and something like that. If you guys need to have some kind of the connection and all those things, of course, the first priority, if talking about Singapore and Malaysia, is go to reach Joseph and also CK. But the rest of the region, maybe you can also ping me to see whether I have some kind of the connection. So this is my brief introduction. Maybe I pass the time back to CK first.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Okay, so that's enough for the self-introduction, right? So maybe it's really now open to the floor, and we can discuss on something, probably on the current situation here in your place. It can be COVID, it can be business, it can be anything. Maybe we can talk about the current situation here in maybe Singapore. Raj?
I'll start with business, because obviously that is one of the purpose of this thing. But the way I looked at this is the last 1.5 years, even before, a little before the COVID, were more so accentuated by COVID because of the space that I have been in. So I've been in the data and analytics space. And then I'm in a space where a lot of people are transforming themselves digitally pretty well, pretty fast, again, accelerated by COVID. So being in that space, what I've noticed is business for principal vendors like Tableau or Microsoft or Splunk has really accelerated to an extent where it's been seeing exponential growth. That leads to, that begins the question in terms of that, is it really sustainable? Yes, because people were at one particular level of maturity, but they say, for example, everybody overnight, every organization had to adapt themselves to start working from home, which means that did they have the IT capabilities to support such a kind of infrastructure, and the time that they had was very, very limited. So a lot of people, CEOs diverted funds from growth aspirations to sustaining business and enabling people digitally, providing them with IT assets became a #1 priority. As a result of which, we started seeing quite a big spike in the amount of money that they were pouring into vendors like ourselves. But once that is done, okay, now we are starting to understand that COVID is becoming an endemic, and there's never going to be an end, because today we have a Delta variant. You might have a Kappa variant, you might have this variant, that variant. This is the new reality of life. But yes, we start to manage it like a common code, whatever it is. Our organization is going to continue to invest the way they have invested in the last 1.5 years. When people start thinking about it and start to strategize, it is scary. More importantly, because of the lack of data points, they're not able to maintain that. So what we have seen as a frenzy might not be too sustainable. And that is something which we as an organization are working on figuring out, okay, what is going to be the scenario into 2024? Is this growth really going to be possible? So because principal vendors have grown, partners have also done good business for us. And because I manage partners, so I'm looking at this. So that is as far as professional thing is concerned, which is constant. What keeps me awake in the night is, on one hand, we are making good money and I'm personally making good money. It's fine, but it is sustainable. Is it sustainable? When we ask that question, it starts giving you the nightmares. But from a personal angle, what is different, and there is a personal professional angle also, because I'm an immigrant in Singapore. The fact that, and as much as it sounds political as a topic, but it needs to be, it's an elephant in the white room, it needs to be addressed. And if you start observing it from every country perspective, even before this COVID came, it became very apparent because of the way politicians and political policies were sort of aligning. Every country was anyway becoming very, very defensive. They were building up boundaries a lot. It only became worse because of COVID, because now we started becoming scared. Earlier, the scare was because he or she is taking away my job. But now, he or she is not only taking away my job, but I'm not too sure whether I'm going to be healthy or not. So when this deadly combination acts on human minds, it becomes a true recipe for a lot of inconveniences, a lot of this thing. So I would say that we have entered a new realm where protectionism within geographical boundaries are only going to increase. And that is a new reality. And this is something which we don't embrace and start to accept. It is us who's going to be disappointed or whatever it is, or the future outcomes will not align to what we have as aspirations. So bringing in that, how are companies adapting to this very clearly? What has happened is that, there was a time, and because I come from India, offshoring was a general concept because people were trying to take the advantage of cost arbitrage. offshore it to India or Philippines or to some other low-cost countries, so that I don't have to maintain expensive human resource on site, so that I can outsource it and save costs. But we saw that happening pretty steep in the 2000s, but it started to come down because the nationalism or the protectionism started to increase. But now what has happened, COVID has brought back that enigma of saying that, okay, anyway, people are working remotely, it doesn't matter, and people are not allowed on site. So offshoring as a concept has increased, has gone back, in fact, has reached the levels that used to be there even way back in 2000s. But, and the good thing that has happened is that because of the flexibility that most of the people have, they don't have to work from offices, I can work from home. So, and today, interestingly, I was having this conversation in the morning with another person saying that a person who was paying $100,000 in California, if he decides to move to interior Arkansas or Iowa or Idaho, he doesn't have to be paid, he or she doesn't have to be paid $100,000. So companies are thinking on those models and that, okay, I need that talent, but the cost of accommodating the talent becomes less. But this also resulted in a big HR problem, is companies are now requiring more and more capabilities, technical capabilities. Earlier, it was only on IT assets. Now RPA, AI, ML. We need to, even though these are machine languages, but we need human resources to manage those machines. Availability of that resource is a big challenge, and very few people are qualified today to manage the entire thing. So hence the cost of resource, skilled resource, export resource has gone up 3 or 4 times. And I'm seeing, what I'm hearing when I'm talking to HR folks is people are, at least people in qualified resources across Southeast Asia, they don't hesitate to ask 3 times what they're being currently paid just to be poached. And companies are even considering that. So what was being saved as the real estate cost and relocation cost is now actually getting compensated by hiring cost. So what is happening? So the reason why I'm saying all these things is, overall, the way we look at it is business is going to actually go down. Why? Because of the acceleration that we saw during COVID is not going to sustain. Cost is going to bring down. Overall, the cost of hiring is far more than cost of relocation, and number of resources required is much more, hence the cost of hiring is high. So when these two factors combine together, we are going to see in the IT space the total amount of potential that the growth that we have seen is not going to be sustained. I know I've talked a lot, but this is I'm just trying to correlate a lot. Yeah.
No. I think it's a good facts and information from you, Lars, for us to know what's happening in Singapore. But out of my curiosity, if you don't mind me ask one question, I mean, like, I heard that there's in Singapore currently there's a lot of the organizations or conglomerates are actually shifting the COE over to APAC. I mean, maybe I do a lot of movement are shifting over to Malaysia. Is it really happening in that way in Singapore?
Not that I've heard of. In fact, I've seen at least what's getting reported here in Singapore is a lot of companies, more China-oriented originated companies moving their headquarters from Hong Kong to Singapore. Like ByteDance is done, Tencent is done. They're doing a lot of regional headquarters here. But the concept of moving capability center away from Singapore is something which I'm not hearing. And it is not, the facts also doesn't corroborate with that, simply because when we hear companies like Dyson, companies in the pharma space, in the semiconductor space, in the manufacturing space, putting more and more Hyundai, putting more and more money into building up, enlarging the factories here. So from that perspective, it is just not IT. I'm saying that whether it is IT, whether it is life sciences, it is pharma, semiconductor, manufacturing, I think investments are definitely being either going up or at least being maintained constant when it comes to Singapore. At least that is what we are hearing. But if you have specific instances of you're saying that yes, specific IT companies are moving their center of excellences to low-cost countries, then that will be news to me. Then I'm ignorant.
Thank you, Lars. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lars. So I think anyone else want to share something on this or add on this topic? Yeah, maybe Ray, you have something to add on?
Actually, I just want to echo the Raj just mentioned that because of pandemics cause, so that actually all the company in Australia, they try to allow their staff to work from home. And so that the workspace, the workspace in Australia, the company don't want to invest much on the office area. They try to cut like 30 to 40% the space and just subsidize their staff to work from home, like support the equipment, internet fee, whatever. And this is the trend in Australia because for Australia, is you guys work from home, you can have tax reductions, and also that you can enjoy some of the benefits from the Australian government. And also in IT space, some of the activities not stop, just like the auction, because very hot property sales in Australia recently, because of the company and the governments try to investment on the property, and so that the government try to making money all the time, and so increase the inflations. So that the property market is very hot in Australia. So that they have like the virtual auctions, very popular in Australia. So that they try to use the use of the technology, IT technologies, to like the 3D site visit for the some properties, especially the auctions, the virtual auctions, which is very popular in Australia at the moment. So I think for the IT space still have some potentials in Australia, because I think we have to change some mind because of pandemic. Especially it's like the back office workers, they change their life. But for some of the like the front office, like the salesman, like the guys like to face to face to a customer, I think they still work as normal as usual now. And but because of a long time for the lockdown at the moment in Australia, so that I think the life will change much at the moment, because we actually in Australia they're very failure for prevent the pandemic, especially right now for the Delta variants, because lots of high record case in New South Wales.
Okay. I see. But just a question, like, what do you foresee for this particular angle of the vertical for IT business in Australia going to be? Because I know for sure now, the new norm is everybody work from home, and you also have been highlighted there's a few of the benefits of company to have staff working from home in terms of tax reductions or deductions. What do you see if like someone like us from our our region, from Malaysia, from Singapore, and there we are looking at opportunity in Australia. If IT perspective, what do you think is the angle or the area that we should be looking on? I mean, like everybody talk about clouds, everything is on the clouds nowadays. So is that only clouds, or is there any other things that maybe we can, look into to explore in Australia as per your point of view?
Actually, they try to switch their service from on-premise to cloud now, like they use the Amazon or Microsoft Cloud at the moment, and it's quite very popular as Salesforce in Australia as well. So I think they try to switch to use the service in cloud, but I think at this moment I think IT still catch up in Australia. And they try to use the new technology, but in Australia they don't have the resources, especially the local resources, because they have many like the work permit restrictions in Australia. So especially in the pandemics, like many the overseas resources cannot enter to Australia, so they got lots of the problem at the moment. But they don't want to outsource to the other country at the moment because of the protections, especially China, because they have a high tension between Australia and China right now. I mean, from political perspective, yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Okay. True. Thanks, Ray. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ray. Thanks a lot. That's a really good sharing from Ray. Yeah, probably we can also talk about. I remember just now Ching Long said he is more on IT infra, and then he has another another company called Yes Boss. So Ching Long, do you have any kind of specific partners that you are looking for?
Yes, definitely we are looking for partners, but maybe allow me to share more of what just now you all have discussed.
Sure.
Right? Yeah, when actually talking about this pandemic, it actually accelerated the existing trend in remote work. We actually see that, even e-commerce, automation, but one thing that we actually noticed, a lot of my friends, their companies, when we're actually talking about working from home, we actually starting to see some of the trend, like employees being employees. After working from home, you're used to it. When post-pandemic, when you ask them to come back, will they want to come back? So we have actually started to see this trend where a lot of people actually say, even my colleague, my own companies, there's actually one planning to resign because of, frankly, do we believe in working from home? I believe, but post-pandemic, we own the premises, right? We have actually a place for that. So after post-pandemic, not only our company, a lot of organizations, even I read in the newspaper articles, even Apple employee tends to not going to be working with them if working from home not going to continue. So this is the things that I do not know in other part of the world where you're actually facing that. We do face that here at least, okay? And this is actually the con side, the pro side, the advantages side for this, what we actually see as pandemic. I tend to agree what both of our friends actually shared. IT business do increase, it's a fact. Even today, actually last 2 weeks, we're actually working with one of our close Microsoft contact. They used to be Microsoft product team in the States, in Seattle. They have actually some of the projects that we work together. It's actually for hospice in the whole United States. We tend to get this where we actually work together and actually secure all their machines surrounding the whole state. So I tend to agree with that. Now come back to Yes Boss. We actually would like to disrupt. A lot of people say that technology disrupt. We are disruptors. In the past 1.5 years, we say that we complement. After this pandemic, we say that we are going to disrupt. The reason being is very simple. A lot of industry out there, they tend to be slow, wait and see. But we as a technology organization, we need to actually stand a step faster ahead of all this. We need to disrupt in another way in order for us to improve that particular industry. So what is the things that we're actually working together? Would like to partners to work together. Definitely just now I've heard the data analytics, that's for sure, because data will churn into business. I read a lot of articles say that when Facebook has a lot of users, a lot of data, how they actually churn it to business. So it'll be the same thing as well when we actually do Yes Boss. It's actually a real estate. Real estate is not just bricks and mortars, right? When we actually have those data, how we actually change or turn it into a business. I personally work with a few professors from, if let's say Malaysia, UITM, University Malaysia. So when we actually talk to them, there's a lot of things that be able to focus and and evolve, or even I can use the word disrupt now. So those are a lot of things that we can discuss and work together. Let's discuss further on that if let's say is able to. So that's a sharing from my side. Yeah.
Thanks, Jing Long. Yeah, I agree with that because I myself have seen some technology company started to place IoT sensors devices into I would say houses or apartments, so that they can do something like Airbnb, but with IoT. Okay, so these are some of the projects that are, or I can say a POC projects that some company is doing. So that's really interesting, and I think that's really something that can disrupt, or at least because I don't like to use words that sometimes sound negative. So I would say improve the industry a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree, CK. But if all of us here be able to work together, I think it would be good. I totally agree. But I used to think like you, CK. We improve, but sometimes you need to use the word disrupt to make it work faster.
True.
Just to share.
Yeah, to get things expedite.
Yeah. So that's that's the choice of words because sometimes we try to be polite, then we use the word improve. Yeah. Okay. Nicholas. So I heard from Chilong that he's looking for analytics guys. So I think there's a good chance.
Yeah, definitely. But it's still back to what kind of like analytics guy that Ching Lung is looking at. Because well, if you talk about technology's perspective, definitely we can have some brainstorming sessions on how to get the things done. But when it comes to in a business perspective, I would say we will need to have some kind of like SME, the business domain people to provide more ideas on how the analytics work. You see, because because we are as a technology partner, so we can help to do things that what business wants, but how the thing or how the analytics can improve the business, seriously, we have no idea. This is what I faced in the past few years. Like one of the large GLC company that I have served, they keep on mentioning about the how to improve their business from our angles. But to be honest, we are not the business people. We cannot advise what needs to be shown or what does not required in the dashboard itself or the advanced analytic itself. So definitely for this piece, right, we will need to have a business people who really know about the business itself in terms of the trending, in terms of markets, in terms of demands, to advise on the ideas and things like that.
Exactly. That's what we are seeing for some technology company, right? So while when they are just still small, so they focus a lot on just technology, something like that, right? But then when they gradually when they start to expand the business, they have more products in their portfolio. That's when you see they're starting to hire a subject matter expert. Right?
Yeah.
So for example, they started off as a technology company to serve banking industry. Then maybe 3 years down the road, they started to hire bank managers, into their company to be their subject matter experts, so that they can create some products, right? That really serve the purpose. Then they start to hire people from manufacturing. They started to hire people from education or healthcare, something like that. Yeah. So I think that's something that every startups, every technology company will have to go through. So it really depends. I don't think it's there's right or wrong, right? So you can still stick with your current way of doing just technology, but then anyway, further down the road, anyhow, you will have to partner someone that have the domain knowledge.
Yeah, you'll see the bottleneck when it comes to a certain point of time.
Correct. You can maybe have if you don't want to hire an in-house one, maybe you can liaise with those external consultants.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I see we have a new friend joining in, Joseph Low. So Joseph Low, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. I'm Joseph. So sorry about that. Been working late most of the time. I'm Singapore-based. I'm a chartered accountant by training. In IT line right now, currently.
Okay.
I'm working for my. I'm actually a temp staff recruited by my company, seconded to Yokogawa, Singapore.
Awesome. Joseph,
Okay.
I think, thank you. So Joseph, do you want to share more about Joseph Low? I think Joseph Low is Joseph friends, right?
I was about asking you,
yes.
Yes.
which
Definitely.
Joseph you're talking
There's
to.
two Joseph here, so it's quite confusing sometimes. We have to see which Joseph to acknowledge. So it's like JM, Joe Malaysia or Joe Singapore there.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Actually, both Joseph and myself, we actually work in the same company. We get to know each other quite well over the years. And
Exactly.
Joseph is someone who is a very entrepreneur-like, and I look up to him in many areas as well.
Uh,
I was quite delighted that he's invited me to this forum. And what I can actually share and probably help to contribute in areas is that I'm doing something like what you're trying to do right now. I'm doing what we call digitization in my company. We're helping users, mainly intra-company group users, to convert their business process into digital platform where this can improve their productivity and efficiency.
Wow, that's great.
One of the things I've done myself together with the team is that we have actually created a dashboard for my company. It's called the order management system, which I'm currently the system administrator, we call the administrator for the system. We've gone through about 3 phases of it so far. There should be at least 5 or more. So one of the areas I can help up if you guys need help is that I can actually convert complex or simple user requirement, more like interface into the computer programmers. They'll be able to put it into a tangible definition, the description of requirements, and after that, from the developer side, after what they've developed, feedback to the users and try to find out how it fits the requirements. If not, how we go about creating alternative turnaround solutions, and provide training for the users, and of course the first level of help desk for them as well. That's what I'm currently doing. Very different from my finance role. In fact, totally nothing to do with finance at all, which is good. At least it's different. That's all I can share right now. Any other questions you'd like to ask? I'll be pleased to answer them if you need if you have any of this.
Any question from the ground, but just let me introduce Joseph is not only as what he has shared just now, but I mean Joseph himself is also someone has a very abundant experience in the regional APAC as well. I think he has been stationed in countries like China and a few other regions as well. And before that, he was also exploring to country like Vietnam. And he's very resourceful, and he actually has a very good network as well. And Joseph is a great guy and a great friend as well. So I think he's currently based in Singapore, but I think he has a lot of his own network, and that actually is very abundant, that we can always seek for his point of view or advices if we are looking into some of the APAC penetration of business. Because Joseph is also someone I'm looking up to as well, because he has his own key strengths in his own forte in the area. So I'm really happy to see you here tonight, Joseph. Don't worry about being late. Late is better than never. I always believe this is what I think. I'm so glad to have you here tonight. Thank you so much.
Joseph, your session is a little early for me because most of my work we finish at about almost 8 o'clock. We work for almost from 8 to 8 or much than that. I'm actually covering the 2 of my colleagues who are on maternity leave, so I'm covering about 2.5 person's job right now currently.
Understand. Sure. I think in future we also will be. Sure. Sorry, Joseph. Please carry on. Sorry.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay. So I think, yeah, I think it's true. I think the time difference and also our obligation in terms of the engagement of work is quite varies in each and every one of us here. So I think probably in future, I mean, CK, myself, and Aaron, or our team will probably also be thinking, maybe we can do a survey, see what would be the best timing, that we can have a good chance together, everybody in a good ways together in this kind of platform. Yeah.
I think the best time will probably be about 9. But it might be a bit late because about 9, most of them will have finished engagement, including their business dinners, if there's any. Because
true.
In my previous job in China, there's a lot of entertaining, heavy drinking as well.
True. True.
I mean, it's part of life. You got to be a salesman, you know to get sales. Finance is only one of the routes, not the only one.
Hey, Joseph and everybody, I'll have to log off now.
All right.
My little devil is walked in, so I'll have to take care of that.
No problem, Lash.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here tonight.
Nice
I mean, I'll sure.
Please to include me.
See you, my friend. Take care. Stay safe.
It's nice to interact.
Sure. I will reach out to you. I'll reach out to you again after this. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Hey, you take care. Take good care of yourself.
Everyone stay
Okay,
safe.
nice
Bye.
meeting you, Lash.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. All right. I think for tonight, yeah, we are also coming to the end, because it's already 3 minutes past 8. So maybe allow IAMCP to do some advertisement. Right. So maybe I would like to share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen. No, this is actually just to share with you. Hang on. Yeah. So this is just to share with you some of our upcoming activities in the month of August, September, October, November, and December. So tentatively, the time is 8:30, right? So those are actually very interesting topics that we hope to cover, and we are still working on it to get the relevant speakers that can share with us their thoughts, their opinions on all these topics. Okay, and then if you guys would like to join IAMCP, please do give Aaron or myself or even Joseph a call or drop us an email, right? And last but not least, I think for today, I believe all of us have a good time, but it's just that I think it's the time is too short. Maybe next time we should do from 9 to 11 Malaysia time. I mean, because you see, there's only like how many of us? 6, 7, 8. It's about 8 of us. So if others can actually join in, right? Say for example, 12 to 15 people, then actually 1 hour is not enough. We really hope that the next time we do sessions like this can be 2 hours, so that we can chat more. Because I'm not sure about you guys, but I myself I learned a lot, and I think this session is really good. And at least I know Ching Long is looking for partners, and then Nicholas is also working on BI, and also Lash is working on BI. Right, so maybe we can connect Ching Long and also Nicholas together, right? Or maybe Joseph can connect to Joseph Malaysia can connect to Ching Long, because I know Joseph he's also working on some IoT projects, right? And then Joseph Low can connect with myself, because I work on BPM automation business process. So yeah, Joseph from Singapore can actually connect to myself, something like that, right? That's all from my side, and thank you so much for the time. And anyone have any other things to share before we say goodbye?
Okay, even though I don't want to talk too much, but I really want to say thank yous to everybody who joined this meeting, shared their experience, opinion, and very good recommendation for everybody to do it together. in the coming days. I do believe that in the coming days, a lot of chances, because nowadays everybody already changed the mode to the remote working and something like that. At least we have the chances to interact, to try to do something, especially if there is some so-called local people, just like in Hong Kong, we need to face the customer. Just let me know, and I will try my best to try to do something, maybe just on behalf of you guys, to interact with the customer, or maybe like with some of the local partner to do something. And of course, because Bray joined tonight is in Sydney. Okay, in Sydney, if there is something that you believe that it should be good for you to help us, okay, to help us to promote our product, our solution, or have a chances for the young people in Hong Kong, they can just go to Australia to start the study or maybe the career. Just let me know, and then I will try my best to do some kind of the alignment arrangement and something like that, to make sure that in the coming days everybody will be in a much better shape, more healthy, have a bright future, and then working together as a great team around the world. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, so okay, I believe all of you guys may already receive an email this morning, right? As a reminder for tonight event. So if you check back the email, there is lots of contact informations there, right? I mean the email addresses. So from there you can actually connect with some other people, right? So that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for the time. Ray, Nicholas, Ching Long, Joseph from Singapore, Joseph from Malaysia, Aaron from Hong Kong. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
You guys.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Keep safe. Bye.
Stay safe.
Olympic just
Thank you.
started. Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should log on to the TV right now.
Yeah. Everybody can log off and then enjoy your Olympic opening ceremony. Bye-bye.
Okay,
thanks.
bye-bye.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks.